Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 8, Episode 9. I cannot remember. Oops, I think it's non-compete clause. You'll know from the title of this video, but I only have these episodes as Season 8 episode number. I don't have the titles on hand. I forgot to go back to Yay Ponies and check the title. But oh well, it's kind of hot tonight, yet again, so I'm kind of fried, but alert enough to watch an episode of MLP, especially one as controversial as this one apparently is. I've heard that this is a pretty regressive episode for Rainbow Dash and Applejack because it's a rivalry episode, making me think of Fall Weather Friends. I think this is one of those episodes that's going to be very divisive and subjective if that's the case, because I suppose it might depend on whether you view it as an episode of animation or as part of the story that needs to be torn apart critically. I slipped into that mindset when watching The Maud Couple, so naturally I'm a little bit apprehensive of the possibility that people might be treating this episode similarly to how I treated The Maud Couple. So I'm not going to fully trust the amount of dissent around this episode. I'm going to approach it trying to have fun with it. Mainly because I remember somebody mentioning Fluttershy being Teacher of the Month, so I assume it's to do with Teacher of the Month, which is what this whole thing's all about. We're getting the students involved, that's good. But it makes me think of the SpongeBob episode where Squidward and SpongeBob spent literally the whole episode tripping each other up, tying each other up, making each other fall down pits, just Looney Tunes style sabotaging each other in order to get to the Krusty Krab first to get Employee of the Month. And that was one of the funniest episodes of early SpongeBob. So if I look at this from a purely humorous standpoint, maybe we'll get somewhere. But otherwise, I'm hoping it's fun, because why would they go for this angle this late in the game if they weren't just going to have fun with the concept? I don't know. Regardless, I'm going into this with a positive mindset, and it might take a lot for the episode to remove me from that mindset. I'm hoping we get a good performance from the Student 6 at any rate. Yeah, so basically that's what I know, that it's a competitive episode between Rainbow and Applejack for Teacher of the Month, and people aren't happy. So I think as long as I keep my positive mindset, I'll find something to enjoy about this episode. Let's find out, shall we? Boop. Of course, my media player files are taking ages to load now for some reason. Come on, you can do it. Thank you. My PC has been having this weird problem where clicking an action, 5 seconds of nothing before it happens.
Did I miss the Teacher of the Month announcement?
Yes, it's time to go home.
But it's gonna be me.
Yeah, right.
It's
I got this
Fluttershy.
one nailed. And the Friendship School Teacher of the Month is Fluttershy.
Ah!
Again?
Get wrecked.
Come on. Oh my. I don't know how I keep winning.
Because you're just too great.
Yeah, me neither. The award is based on the students' vote. They must really like you.
Well, that's because she doesn't give them any homework. She's too nice.
Congratulations, Fluttershy.
Exactly how SpongeBob always has the same picture.
Next item of business. I've been looking into a new activity for our friendship classes.
Oh, I
Spike?
thought Twilight was going to announce herself as head mayor of the month, with her as the only vote.
Section 147, paragraph 2 states that teamwork is a key part of friendship, and Section 229, paragraph 9 says outdoor activity reinforces learning. Add that together, and what do you get?
7.
Okay, let me see. 147, 229, carry this 2. 387?
Yes. Hey, I had a 7 in there. That's
Leading
a
it is
third
Teacher
right.
of the Month type job. So I thought I'd ask...
I'm your pony, Twilight. Sweet Apple Acres has taught me a thing or two about working
Yeah, that
together.
makes sense.
Yeah, but being a Wonderbolt's the definition of teamwork.
I'm sure you're not saying fancy flying makes you a better choice than me.
I like how Fluttershy's looking at them like, you guys,
Just
come
a
on.
little more qualified. No offense.
Maybe you can lead the field trip together.
But
Of
So
course.
Fluttershy caused this conflict.
Of working as a team.
Rarity, Fluttershy, me, Spike, this flower pot.
Ah!
Both of you are teamwork experts. If the students see the two of you teaching together, they'll learn even more. I know you've been competitive in the past, but I'm sure you'd never let that get in the way of friendship education.
of course.
Totally.
Indubitably.
Don't give us none of your aggravation. We're at it with your discipline. Saturday night's alright for fighting. Get a little action in. Get up out of soil, now's a diesel train. Gonna set this town alight. Saturday night's the night I like. Saturday night's alright, alright, alright.
Help me, you guys, I'm
Been on
roasting.
a field trip before. Yeah. What's the point of this exactly?
Getting out of the classroom.
Non-compete clause, I think I did remember.
Field tripping. That's what we're doing? So fun. Huh?
Field tripping.
Pretty sure the head mayor has something else in mind.
All right, class. Today you'll learn how important working together is for building a strong friendship.
Hey, y'all. Ready to get out there and do some learning the Apple family
Do
way?
you some learning.
Basically gonna be the best field trip in the history of ever. With me in charge, that is. Whoa.
With us in charge, meaning mostly me.
Ah,
Yeah, good one.
And what teamwork activity do you two have planned for today?
Shed
Canoe racing.
No way. We get to do both?
yeah.
I bet that's exactly what your teachers had in mind. Why don't you start with shed building first?
Don't mind if I do. Every creature, follow the lead.
Every creature.
I'll check in later to see how it's going. Remember to work together.
Yeah, I see. It's less about the competition and more
Now
about
take
how
a
personal
good
it is.
deep breath. What do you smell?
Yak?
Nope. Try again.
Apples?
And anyone? No. The promise.
Oh,
of
AG's really cute.
teamwork. That there's an apple shed, and this here is what we're gonna use to build it. Nothing brings friends together like a little hard work and honest sweat.
Thank goodness she said that. I thought she was gonna say nothing brings friends together like hard wood.
Not every pony would know that, Rainbow Dash. Just teacher of the month kind of ponies.
Whatever. Let's just get this done so we can move on to my activity.
Kids know what's up. Oh, I really like how Yona looks in her hard hat.
That's it. Measure twice and cut once. Haste makes waste.
How considerate that they have horn holes.
Emphasis on the slow.
Wow, I have nails in me.
Rainbow Dash, you can't build an apple shed like that.
She's constructing a Death Star. Leave her be.
Whoa! No way!
Well, it's part of one.
If you can call an apple shed impressive.
Just 'cause it's fast don't mean it's good.
Yeah, it's incomplete.
Can't hear you. Too busy practicing my teacher of the month pose. Yeah. Hoo-wah.
Don't count your pictures before they're snapped, Rainbow Dash.
You really had to reach for that one, didn't you, Applejack?
Students are totally gonna vote for a teacher who gets things done.
No, they're gonna vote for a teacher who gets things done right.
Yeah, this isn't awkward at all.
This shit is why we always vote for Fluttershy. She doesn't spend half the class yelling.
Steady, steady. Take her nice and slow.
Slow and steady wins the race.
A hair to the right.
That is way more than a hair.
And higher.
Just bring it down already!
Now, that is pretty much a Rainbow Dash thing to do. She gets impatient.
I'll give you one guess whose side is still standing.
Yes, side!
Haha!
Professors? I'm a little confused about teamwork now. That's because
Yeah.
you need a different teacher. Follow me! Last one to the stream is a rotten apple shed!
Just rub it in.
Who's ready to smash the all-time Equestria speed record for river canoeing?
I am.
Is that even a thing?
First I've heard of it.
We need to get to the finish line before this alarm goes off. That means you gotta move fast.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of teamwork to synchronize your rowing.
You wanna have questions?
No time for him.
Oh dear, a bit like Jean Arc here.
Canoeing record is gonna get you that Teacher of the Month trophy.
I'm pretty sure every creature's gonna like it a lot better than pounding nails and cutting wood. Yeah, not
Or
like
cutting
water.
nails and pounding wood.
When I'm scared to try
I'll
something
stop.
new, I whistle.
Aww. Now I'm being reminded of Ellie in The Last of Us when she started trying to whistle.
Way I see it, Twilight's gonna give that teaching trophy to a teacher, not a racer.
You can be a racing teacher. Don't be prejudiced, Applejack.
Stroke! Stroke! Harder! Put your back into it, newbie!
It's about having fun, Rainbow.
Stroke, stroke, slower.
I love AJ's
Focus
deep
on the
voice.
paddle technique, y'all.
Woohoo! We're really going now! So, when do we get to the part when we move?
Ah!
When every creature starts listening
That was good.
to me, the leader
That was
of
a good
my
payoff.
activity, Applejack! Now stroke!
Are they gonna go off a waterfall? Please go off a waterfall. Dash doesn't seem like the kind that would plan out a route properly.
Stop! Go! Which way do we go? Left!
Right.
Aye, aye!
Middle!
Captain.
Crash into the rock.
What? Left! I can see the finish line from here!
If we go left, we'll be heading straight into the Barracuda fish.
Basically, your version of piranhas.
Professors?
You'll care plenty when they bite you.
Guys?
We'll just go around them!
Yeah, bye-bye. I was joking when I said hit the rock. I guess they're dead. We need to find 2 new elements of harmony right away. Aw. Oh, can Yona not swim?
Hope you're happy.
Obviously
Oh, she
not.
was nervous.
There goes our new speed record! Help! Yak not swim!
Jeez.
That's okay. Your friends can change into creatures that do.
She kind of can't hear you right now. She's underwater.
How's the canoeing?
That was dark. To randomly include like that.
Apple shed building.
I totally had things under control until Applejack messed him up.
I did not.
Did too.
Did not.
Yeah, it's been like this all day.
I wouldn't say all day, just 99% of it.
You're on the naughty
I can't believe
step.
this. You're not teaching teamwork. You're competing with each other. I thought you were past that.
We are.
Speaking on behalf of the viewers.
Mostly.
We got carried away with wanting to be the teacher of the month is all.
The teacher of the month wouldn't care about being the teacher of the month. I know Fluttershy would be thrilled to see another pony win. That's it. I'm taking over this field trip.
That's very good of Twilight.
Hold up, Twilight. Don't count out Rainbow Dash for the award just yet. You should have seen her fire up those students to build a shed.
No way.
They're bullshitting her.
Listen to. Besides, you saved us from
Sugarcoating.
those pony-eating fish. Long story, but Applejack should definitely be teacher of the month.
Maybe you two have learned something after all.
Does that
I
mean
like
they'll give
how
us another
Twilight's
chance at the teacher of the
skeptical.
month?
Field trip?
Well,
Come on, Twilight. We get it. No more arguing. Right, Applejack?
Right as rain and twice as fresh.
fine. But I'm picking the next activity you two lead. A nature walk.
I really like this balanced approach from Twilight.
Right?
Right!
See? We're agreeing already.
I like that. Sure, the problem's gonna carry on, but Twilight handled
look at
that
that.
very well, I think.
Path splits up ahead. Left
Twilight's probably had the
or right?
performance of the episode.
Here we go again.
Where to, Rainbow Dash?
I was thinking right. Unless you want to go left. Because
Now they're trying too hard to get
me
along.
happy.
Oh, heck. Forget about me. You want to go right? We'll go right.
But teamwork means listening to other ponies, so it's up to
Oh
you.
my god, I get it. Twilight
too is
told
sweet
them
as
that the
sugar
teacher of the
outside,
month wouldn't
but
care,
it's
so now they're
up
going
to
out of their
you.
way to not care.
Follow me. Yak no best way.
Hey, where y'all going?
I get it. They're going out of their way to not care because they think that's the way to get the Teacher of the Month award, so they're still technically competing. I get it. That's clever, actually. But from a writing standpoint. Yona's becoming one of my favourites. Ever since her appearance, she's been one of the strongest impressions of the students. And every episode that she's in, she just grows on me. And that was a Scooby-Doo reference, wasn't it?
I think we've gone in the same circle 5 times.
Yak doesn't know the way.
Because some ponies won't make up their minds about which way to go.
Do you want to keep going in a circle, Applejack?
Up to you, Rainbow Dash. I insist.
No, I insist.
But I insisted first.
Are we still on a field trip? Because this just feels like being lost.
It can be a field trip if you want it to be. Why didn't you do this earlier?
Back to school before dark if we cross that ravine and stop doubling back. We knew that. All part of our plan. Right, Applejack?
Yep. All we have to do is, build a bridge, cross that, giant canyon.
Build a
and
bridge
we're home free.
without it getting
That is
banned.
If you think a bridge is a good idea,
Only if you want to build
I
a
can't
bridge.
hear characters talking about bridges
Just fly
without
everyone
thinking of the
over
meta
and be
jokes in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Nope.
Bridge series
there's
and the
still
like.
plenty of time to teach y'all a lesson in teamwork.
Cooperation.
And making bridges.
Togetherness.
You are so right.
Only as right as you are.
Okay, we'll build a bridge. What do we use?
Branches.
Vines.
Voices.
Branches.
Editing.
I'm going with your idea. Vines. No buts about it.
I'm building with your idea. Branches. End of story.
You haven't decided what anime you're going to use, though. I can't resist. Like, those jokes are ingrained in me. Those wide eyes were adorable. I say that vine one looks decent.
When you can use a vine.
Okay, yeah, could do with a bit more of a solid footing on that.
Why didn't I think of
Even
branches
Eeyore
to
wouldn't
begin
try and
with?
cross that bridge.
So easy to work with.
Well, at least Rainbow wouldn't die.
Here, vines
She's got
are
wings.
just the thing, Rainbow Dash.
Not to disagree, but these here branches are the way.
Bye-bye. Oh, okay. So that's how she's got trapped.
But at least now they're agreeing on something.
Yeah, okay, I'm not seeing anything too awful, actually, in this episode. I mean, they're still competing in their own way, but it's not like they're putting the students in danger now, they're just putting themselves in danger. And if a character is causing consequence to themselves, it's a lot more forgivable what they're doing. That's something Mr. Enter taught me in his Admiral Animation and Animated Atrocity
Gotta
reviews.
get our professors out of there. Any creature have a plan?
Leave him hanging?
What?
Dark.
Kidding. Kinda.
We need to work fast and together. But mainly fast.
I hate to admit it, but this whole mess is kind of our fault.
Yeah, no duh.
No trophy is worth getting eaten over.
So, what do you say? You want to team up and get ourselves out of this here pickle barrel?
Pickle barrel.
Never ask. Don't worry, I'm just the distraction.
This was such a good addition. This character, I mean.
Beauty marks off us.
Ocellus is a fantastic addition to MLP. Because just like right now, and when she turned into a Puckwudgie and the Bugbear, it's a thing of there's endless potential with her. Just being around to transform into things. I really like that. And I hope we see more of it.
Yeah, smash!
Nice! Put those abilities to good use.
Welcome back.
Oh, we missed a spot. Smash!
Now that was a rescue!
And y'all did it together.
No big. Those fish weren't even a thing.
Well, they were quite literally a thing.
Oops, sorry. Best field trip ever!
There was no food, so no, it was not the best field trip ever. You stopped lying to the class.
How was the field trip?
I almost died!
Yak learn pony smart!
Yeah, Professors Applejack and Rainbow Dash were such good teachers.
It was kinda crazy genius. They showed us what not to do so we'd figure out what we should do.
Sure, you could read it that way.
Really?
It took us a while to get it.
Especially at the ravine. It would have been so much easier to just fly home.
But instead, our professors built bridges the wrong way just to show us how important teamwork is.
Yeah, that was super dangerous. Talk about commitment.
The students are trying to be nice.
Pick the teacher of the month, but we'd like you to consider Rainbow Dash and Applejack.
Thank you for telling me. I'm so glad to hear your field trip was a success. I'll make sure to schedule another one right away. You were actually just competing the entire time, weren't you?
To tell you the truth,
That smug look on Twilight.
All the time. I agreed with you for the whole nature walk.
only 'cause you were angling for that Teacher of the Month award.
Yeah, I knew that's what you guys were doing.
The angling.
You were more like fan dangling.
No one here can understand
Look,
your
we all live in the same town.
We all live in the same town here. That was a good line to end on. I like that AJ line. Add that to the list. We all live in the same town here. But I don't know why I find that line so funny. Okay, so yeah, as I thought I'd end up feeling, this episode gets way too harsh of a rap, maybe. Possibly, in my opinion. I mean, on the surface, yeah, this whole thing was very unnecessary, but, I mean, I think what was oversold to me was people complaining about how the students were in danger. That only happened once, when Yona started drowning after the boat got smashed. You know, the whole situation in the water was the most dangerous thing about everything, and from that point onward, Twilight told them off, and they begged for another chance, and she told them that the teacher that would be more likely to win the award would be the one that didn't care. So they tried to do that to the opposite effect. Like, they tried to not care so much that they'd get the award. Like... They were competing in how willing they were to concede to the other party. And to me, that was comedy gold. Like, that was actually a funny twist to it. And I expected, with the way people were complaining about this episode, for them to be crazy, obsessive, negative about this whole thing, like to the levels of grudge that they had in Four Weather Friends, like actively sabotaging each other with cartoon violence, getting into a full scrap near the finish line, that kind of thing. No, not in this episode. They were competing while staying within the rules, if that makes sense. There was no cheating, there was no foul play, and they did try and follow Twilight's advice, even if it was for their own gain. And what also I think might be tripping people up with this episode is some people might, I don't know, I've not read anyone say this, I'm just assuming this might be one of the problems with the episode. I'm wondering if people thought that the young six at the end genuinely believed what they were saying about their teachers, and whether it made them come off as a bit dumb or a bit oblivious to what had happened, despite the awareness they showed earlier in the episode. People might think, is that really what you took away from this, guys? But I think what I could infer from the tone at the end was they were deliberately making it sound better to save the grace of Applejack and Rainbow Dash in front of the head mayor, which was a sweet gesture. I choose to believe that's what they did. That's the vibe I got, that they were telling a half-truth on purpose as a good deed to the teachers, which speaks to how good the students are. That's great. And I think Twilight, she did everything she could. She rightfully tried to take it away from them at first, was very stern, and they had to ask her a couple of times just to give them one more chance, and she was very firm with them, yet very fair. I thought Twilight was spot on. Like, I really do. Twilight, no blame at all in this, and Rainbow and Applejack were nowhere near as bad as they were hyped up to be. I thought that, you know, since Yona didn't get a chance to speak up, I'm sure, you know, people said that, how can I word this? You know, it's not Dash's fault, really, that Yona almost drowned, unless you want to say that her not being able to speak up about it is what caused that situation in the first place. But no, her students had her back, her friends had her back, so it all worked out. But yeah, I think what people might be getting all twisted up over is that the students were in danger in parts of this, but this is Equestria. Like, you're in danger of Cerberus randomly walking out in the middle of the street, you know, like in Season 2. You're in danger of an Ursa Minor just randomly strolling into town and ripping your house apart. Like, it's not as big of a deal as it would be in the real world, if that makes sense to you. Like, even in Season 1, Episode 19, you can be out looking for rocks and gems in the quarry, and you get kidnapped for your gem finding skills by some diamond dogs. You know, you break in and take your friend back, like, yo, yeah, please take her. Not gonna punish these guys for kidnapping anyone? No, they were annoyed a little. I think they've suffered enough. You know, things seem on a different scale in Equestria. Like, you'd have to be pretty damn messed up and evil for people to even notice what you're doing. Like Tirek, of course, terrorizing the whole country. Yeah, send him down to Tartarus, but putting someone in danger a couple of times seems to be par for the course for every character. I don't know, it sounds like I'm just making excuses at this point for why I didn't actually mind this episode, but I seriously cannot find anything to be annoyed about. No, again, I might be positively influenced by seeing Employee of the Month fights before in different cartoons, especially the SpongeBob episode, so I just don't take it that seriously, and I do have to give credit to how the tone shifted throughout the episode. It started off as a conflict between the two, but as soon as they were set straight by Twilight, it became a conflict the opposite way. They were trying too hard to accommodate each other because they thought that was the way to get the award. So it was interesting to me. Like, not annoying, it was interesting to see how they were trying to play the system, because no one's perfect. Even as adults, there are times when we're gonna do shitty things. There's gonna be times when we do stupid things. You know, there's gonna be times when our judgment just isn't right for the day, and we're just caught up in our fleeting fancy, a temporary competition, whatever we're into at the time. And I guess I just have a lot of leeway and empathy for anyone who would go through that sort of thing. It's hard to explain. It really is. But I genuinely do not feel anything towards this conflict that could be perceived as, oh, this is a terrible episode. Some people are saying this is their worst episode of the series. No, this is no Princess Spike. This is no Ne'er-do-well. This is no Spike at your service. Come on. No way. No way. This had a lot going for it in terms of being an entertaining episode of a cartoon. I love seeing everything about the new student six. I don't know, just these six. From Yona getting a lot of focus, she was pretty cool and cute, just plain adorable, and Ocellus showing those forms, Gallus with his random dark, let's just leave him there. I don't know, I love the students, the more we see of them, and I'm really happy that we've had so many appearances for them so far, even if some were only for a few seconds. This season's been very heavy on the school continuity. I appreciate that. Yeah. Consequently, because this is such a simple episode with only one real thing happening in it, there's not a lot to talk about except how I didn't mind it that much. So, yeah, it was decently humorous in places, especially that last line for whatever reason. My brain just thought it was one of the funniest things ever. But it's probably just the way you hear people randomly saying something while arguing, and out of context, it's just, what a thing to shout out. But yeah, I think I'm done. I'm gonna get to watching episode 10 as soon as I can. Maybe straight after this. Well, it's midnight now, so maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. Yeah. Final thoughts. This wasn't bad. Like, it's okay. It's gonna be my first green of the season, my first 4 out of 5. Because, yeah, it was just okay. Like, it's a good episode, I think. It's just not in any way great. Well, I think green is great, but you know what I mean? It's not in any way the usual 5 out of 5. Oh yeah! 2 thumbs up kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find the right opening note for this, because I don't the right closing note for this, because I don't feel like I've said enough about the episode itself, but I'm sure you guys are of the opinion that there's not really much it gives to the viewer, and that might be reflected in how I literally can't think of anything else to say about it. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, so... Simple episode that didn't really offend me like it seems to have offended others. Maybe I look at things too positively. I know that's something people have pointed out to me in the past, but you can draw your own conclusions from whatever I've said that I've forgotten I've said in this ramble, and maybe it will help you understand why I think the way I do. But yeah, until next time, I shall see you guys next time.